Today, I'm building the ultimate Nintendo Switch 2 streaming setup because right now, even though I have a great computer and a capture card, my mic sounds like I'm underwater, my webcam works when it feels like it, and my lighting is just the sun. I stream at night, by the way. But with the help of Elgato and my own professional design instincts, I have a hammer, so you know I mean business. I'm turning my boring, dusty setup into a Yoshi-infested streaming machine. I'm talking clean cabling, maybe, new gear, and yeah, that's actually all that I planned. But let's get started. Starting off, let's review my current setup so we know exactly what needs to be destroyed. I mean upgraded. So here is my current setup. It actually isn't super messy right now. It has definitely seen worse days, even though I know there's a bunch of stuff on the table. But right here we have my keyboard, my mouse, and my computer, which I was saying has really good specs. There's the specs up on screen if you're interested in that. And underneath all of this, you will see the cable management is actually pretty good. There's almost no wires in sight, on this side at least. If I move the camera to the left a little bit, you will see where I kind of gave up. Ooh, so now that you know what I'm working with, here's the game plan. I didn't steal that from anyone, by the way. Step 1, the tech upgrade. This is where I'll replace my outdated gear with the stuff Elgato sent me. And whoa, this is a pretty big box. There might even be a Switch 2 in here. Step 2, the great Yoshification. Since I'm not allowed to hang anything on my walls, I'll make whatever I can in this room Yoshi themed instead. And the final step. Step 3, the digital overhaul. For the final step, I'll set up all the new Elgato gear, fix my OBS settings, and make my live stream layout look like I actually put effort into my streams. But before we do any of that, we need to renovate this place. Do any of you get that reference from like the Homescapes ad on YouTube, or do I just look stupid? Okay, let's just clean it. Let's go, I finally finished. Now that my room is clean, it's time for the tech upgrade. So let's unbox everything Elgato sent me. Huge thanks to them. This video isn't sponsored, but they did send me this giant mystery box, which I'm hoping is full of streaming gear and not a cease and desist letter from Nintendo. I don't know, maybe they work together or something. First up, the Elgato Stream Deck XL. Hold on, let me wrap this out for absolutely no reason. Here's my Stream Deck, it's got 32 keys, which is perfect for switching through all my OBS scenes. But that's not all, it can also play music and spam some sound effects for when the moments get stupid. I'll place it right here nice and centered on my white table and use the table's hole behind for hiding the cable. Only one thing in and now my setup looks hot, but we gotta see what else is hiding inside the box. Guys, it's official, I'm quitting YouTube to become a rapper. But next is the Wave 3 microphone. This is replacing my Blue Yeti, which is already a solid mic, but the stand I have puts it at such a weird angle while I'm streaming that it sounds like I have duct tape over my mouth and am being forced to stream. Do not turn this clip into a GIF of my Discord server, guys. Okay, we're done clipping every funny face that I make. You hear me? No. Luckily, Elgato also sent a boom arm, so that will no longer be an issue. So now, let's pretend that I know how to set this up. So I guess I just have to put this side down behind my monitor and maybe like use duct tape to hold it up nice and steady there. And now the main event, the Elgato 4K-X. This capture card can record gameplay at 4K 120 FPS, which is crazy because the Switch 2 can't even run games at 4K 120. But I'll be using this for 4K 60 FPS gameplay and maybe 1080p 120 for the one Switch game that supports it. This is replacing my HD60X. And while it'll go in the same spot, I do need to rewire the HDMI cables because this card supports HDMI 2.1 and my current cables definitely do not. Oh yeah, they also sent me the Facecam 4K. It's a camera and will show my face while I stream. Maybe I shouldn't open this. But wait, there's still one more box, but we'll deal with that later. If it starts moving on its own, I'm ending the video and moving out. But with the Stream Deck, 4K-X, Wave 3 microphone, boom arm, and Facecam unboxed, it was time to put it all together.
One eternity later.
And here is the setup all cleaned up with the new Elgato gear put in. And I'm sorry the screen is blurred right now, guys, but I just can't show you what the setup looks like until we do step 2. And do you guys remember what step 2 is? The great Yoshification. This is where things might get dangerous, so viewer discretion is advised. You see, I'm not allowed to hang anything on my walls because apparently drilling holes into drywall and using adhesive that leaves residue somehow lowers the property value. It's fake news, they're a whole bunch of liars anyway. So instead, we must do what any sane person would do. Inject Yoshi directly into the desk layout. Now look, I have one massive Yoshi plush and one small Yoshi plush, but these are not toys. They will play key roles in the great Yoshification, so allow me to strategically place them down.
Yoshi detected. Right there, slight angle, turn Yoshi 17.8 degrees face up. Secured. Moving on to the next. Back 5 inches, low tilt, face forward. Legs up, but not too high. Over.
That was intense, but now it's time for the digital Yoshification, we need a Yoshi wallpaper that goes hard, a green keyboard plus PC color scheme, and of course, green background lighting. So let's first find the perfect wallpaper. I think I found it, guys. Now to make the lighting match it. All right, I think the great Yoshification is complete. Yoshi is everywhere physically and digitally. Now I'm going to set up the new Elgato gear and customize my OBS stream layout. So every piece of Elgato gear that I got comes with its own dedicated software, but I'm gonna set those up off camera because I know you don't feel like watching all of that. What I will show you is how to set up the 4KX capture card in OBS in case you have one or you were thinking about getting one. So it's actually super easy. All you gotta do is open OBS and add a new scene, and what we're going to do is add a new source, which will be a video capture device. So go down to video capture device. You can name this anything. Let's call it Switch 2 because that's what we're adding it for. And then all you have to do is select the 4KX. So by default, it's going to be 1080p 60 FPS. But if you wanted to do 4K 60, for example, all you got to do is set resolution / FPS type to custom. And then we're going to make the resolution 4K and FPS. We could make it 144, but let's just make it 60. And then these settings you can keep the same. You're going to click OK, and now it's added. So as you can see, it will say no signal. And then if you turn on your Switch 2, you just gotta wait a bit and then you'll see it. Hopefully. Okay, yep, there you go. But that's how easy it is to add the 4KX in OBS. But great Yoshification is complete, so I think you guys know what happens next. And now I present to you the ultimate Switch 2 streaming setup. And here is the completed Switch 2 streaming setup. So now let's review all the new additions to this setup. First up, I bought a brand new keyboard yesterday only so I could have a detachable cable. So I got the upgraded version of my old keyboard, which is the Corsair K70. The design is slightly different, but then of course the detachable cable, which makes the wiring just look a little nicer. Next up, we have the Stream Deck XL. If I'm being honest, I don't even stream a lot, but this is like the coolest thing ever. So as you can see right now, I have this little Yoshi animation that's playing, and that's because the Stream Deck allows you to add a screensaver for when you're not using it. But let's actually click it. I'm recording with one hand, so this is going to be kind of weird. But when I click it, it takes me to my OBS setup, and my phone camera is making the lighting look really, really bad. But these are all the actions I have. These top 4 actions all directly control OBS. So I have the Switch 2 button, and when I press that, it switches to my scene in OBS that shows my Switch 2 gameplay. But then on the far right side, we have a stopwatch. So if I click this, it turns on a stopwatch. I don't know why I would ever need to use this, but it was a free plugin on the Elgato marketplace. So I was like, oh, okay, let me just add it. And then these 2 buttons are arguably the best buttons that I have on my Stream Deck. We have Get Out and Vine. I'll let you guys guess in the comments what those buttons do. Behind the Stream Deck, we have the iconic Fruit Loop plush, Pikachu plush, and Splatoon Inkling that lights up. And then behind the Splatoon Inkling, we have the massive, giant, awesome Yoshi plush that's just chilling over there. And then we have my computer. I didn't change anything about my computer besides the lighting, so there's no hardware upgrades. But look at that. On the screen, we have little Yoshi and baby Mario just chilling. It looks pretty cool, doesn't it? I wish I had a high quality camera, but oh well. And then behind the computer, we have my Switch 2, which is, you know, like the whole point of this setup, so I should have showed that first. But this is connected to the Elgato 4KX capture card, which is, I don't even know if I can really show it. It's underneath the Pikachu plush. You can see the wires coming out of it, but yep, we got the 4KX right there. And then the Switch 2 over here. You guys notice how like you can't really see the wires? I mean, ignore these. That doesn't count, but like the Switch 2, it kind of looks wireless right here, doesn't it? Right. Good cable management. All right, thank you. And up here, we have the new camera, which is the Elgato Facecam 4K. And then next to that, we have the Keylight Neo, because I stream at nighttime, so I need something for lighting. So all I have to do is press this power button, and then it turns on this light, which makes my Facecam quality look much nicer because, you know, cameras just love light. They love it so much. And then to the left, we have the Elgato Wave 3 microphone on the boom arm. The reason I put it so far on the left is because when I'm recording and streaming, I'm looking at this monitor, so my chair is facing this direction, like how the camera looks right now. So the only time I need to use the microphone is if I'm looking at this screen, so this is the perfect place to have it. And then beneath everything in the setup, we have the cable management, which looks good. I'm just gonna show you guys this side. You don't gotta worry about, oh no. But that basically concludes everything in my ultimate Nintendo Switch 2 streaming setup. And you might be wondering, wait, what about your stream layout that you said you were going to upgrade? I guess you'll have to watch my live stream to see what it looks like. I hope you enjoyed watching me transform my setup into the ultimate Switch 2 streaming setup. And big thanks to Elgato for sending me all this gear. Everything I used will be linked in the description. Please make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you all in my next live stream. Bye.